Ho ho! Hello! We are here. We are live. Katie's got some ginger lemon tea and saltines and working on a puzzle, and that just sounds like a great Sunday afternoon.
What's
It's
the
the
puzzle?
Pride puzzle. It's her rainbow puzzle that we got her for Christmas.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
You see the pictures? We have a new fan of the pod, Susanna George, that has joined us right now.
Hey!
Hey! Welcome.
I wasn't looking at the chat.
Welcome to the pre-show banter, where we just do. This is what we do.
This is what we do. Yeah.
Usually this is where we discover if any issues are happening,
Yeah.
whatever.
So Susanna, don't expect like big crowds or anything like that.
Jack won't make it today, maybe because squirrels have decided to store walnuts in his utility box for the internet and broke some electronics, so his internet's down.
Did the squirrels get zapped?
They do at my parents' house, apparently, when they mess with the
at
utility box.
At least for the squirrel, it's instant.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, he didn't say any squirrels were harmed. Just some electronics were harmed by the walnuts.
I don't want anybody...
Ooh, my mom's drinking chocolate peppermint tea? That sounds good.
It does.
Very nice. Very nice, cozy drinks.
Yeah, because it's cold here.
Yeah, it is cold. It is cold.
All right, so we got ginger and lemon tea.
Yeah.
And then we got
chocolate peppermint tea.
Chocolate peppermint tea.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's very Christmassy right there.
Chocolate peppermint?
Yeah.
I think well, yeah, I guess, but a chocolate peppermint, you can drink that anytime.
I would think though that would go really well with coffee.
Well, it's tea though.
Well, yeah, but but I don't know. I don't know about the peppermint. No, peppermint will go.
Yeah, but I've used like a chocolate peppermint syrup and stuff for coffee. Yeah, but a tea and coffee, you don't mix tea and coffee. I don't know what world you live in where you mix.
No, I'm not saying.
Oh my God, has anybody ever put their tea bag in their coffee? Anyway, we're getting way too lost in the banter
hold on,
today.
I'm not saying that.
This is hangover material.
I was not expecting the combination of the chocolate and the tea. Peppermint tea.
There's chocolate tea. Like a chocolate. It's like a chocolate. It's not like a chocolate tea, but it's like a.
Okay. All right. Might try that one day.
I don't know. Anyway, maybe you'll try it. Okay. I don't know how that's gonna work. Susanna's currently finishing her UFO space painting. Oh, nice.
Hey.
I like it. Maybe we'll talk aliens on the show. I don't know. All right, let's get started with the show. Brandon's not with it. Brandon is feeling under the weather, so maybe I'm assuming he's probably napping, but maybe he'll pop in chat. It's not COVID. He's COVID free, but he is feeling under the weather, so he will not be joining us. So anyway, August started in pow. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Cosmos with Cosmos. I'm Liz.
I'm Mike.
And Brandon's feeling under the weather today, so he will not be joining us for this episode of High in the Sky for February.
Hey,
can you believe Feb's already? Feb's
No.
2025? Where are we? What's happening?
Can we go back in time? Or go forward in time?
Done. All right. Speaking of, we in our pre-show banter that nobody sees unless you're watching this live, we had some teas that are being drunk, so like chocolate peppermint tea, some lemon ginger tea. What are you drinking, Mike?
I'm calling it the reionization.
The reionization.
Yeah, because I am ionizing a couple of different flavors here.
Hey.
And hopefully it'll be good. Anyway, if you were around during Prohibition, which none of you guys were around, this would have been called a Ward 8. I'm not sure if it originated from Houston.
Let me just enunciate better for you. Ward 8. It's called Ward 8 because you say it's called a Ward 8, and so it makes it sound like a Ward 8.
WARD. So I don't know if it originated from
It's very Mormon.
Nolans or from Houston. But because apparently Houston has wards as well.
Okay.
But anyway, it has
say New Orleans.
It has bourbon, orange juice,
So it's healthy.
lemon juice,
Also healthy.
and grenadine. Which a fun fact, I found out that grenadine was used during Prohibition to mask just rank gin. People would do it in their bathtub or whatever, and
add a little sugar to it. Very nice. I had that. We were doing like a speakeasy theme for our drinks last night, so that's where he came up with that, and I had it last night, and it's very good. I, on the other hand, am drinking a Super Venus, except cold. Because Venus is hot. This is cold. It's basically a spicy margarita. So it's tequila and a spicy jalapeno pineapple margarita mix, which is like my jam. It'll go real well with the jalapeno poppers we have later that we didn't eat last night, and the heartburn that I get later. So
we gotta get more of the mix.
Yes, sold at our local pharmacy.
Oh, Suzanne, I sent you the recipe for the poppers.
Okay. Anyway, back to the show. We got what we're drinking. Follow us on all the things. At Drinking Cosmos on Twitter, Cosmos, everywhere else, including Blue Sky. And you can find the episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Also, we got some friends of the show. Follow Wildixia on Etsy, Wildixia, and our good buddy, Mr. Ron Proctor. Our good body, on the Real Mr. Proctor on YouTube at the Real Mr. Proctor. You can just search it in YouTube and he pops right up. And then, of course, if you're in the Council Bluffs, Iowa area, watch out for the squirrels there. But you can find Jack at the Rolling Bluffs, Rolling Hills. Rolling Bluffs
Planetarium. We do this every 2 weeks. We've been doing this for years at this point.
Now. Anyway, check him out. Also, every other Wednesday, we have shots of astronomy for your gut called The Shot with Cosmos. So check those out.
Really enjoy making those.
About, really longer than maybe 12 minutes is the longest, I think, at this part. And while you're enjoying the show, we do have some rules or a fun little game to play. If you hear any dogs barking, take a drink. And if we get nerdy and make any Star Trek or Lord of the Rings references, I'm sorry, Star Wars or Lord of the Rings references, Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
I did the
I just heard Star and immediately my brain filled in.
If we make any of those nerdy references, then take a drink. On that note,
doesn't have to be alcohol, but take a drink.
No, we just water. Hydrate yourself with water. No, you shouldn't. You don't drink. Always drink responsibly. Not like us. Anyway, time to get high in the sky.
Yeah.
Pew pew. So for every high in the sky, we like to start out with a constellation highlight, and this month's constellation highlight is Auriga, the Charioteer. Auriga is a fairly bright constellation. You can find it in light polluted skies, which is most
Phoenix
skies where people live. And it kind of looks like nothing. It kind of looks like a weird circle oval, maybe a little pointy.
Yeah,
like it's got like a little pointy hat on it, maybe, and like a
weird circle oval.
Everyone, a weird circle oval. I got a D in geometry, everybody.
With straight
a weird
lines.
Circle oval.
With straight lines. It's like what, 6 or 7 lines?
Well, the way anyway, you Google the shape of it. Google the shape of it. It's hard to explain visuals in like this kind of podcast. Yes, Federico has joined us. So it's also part of an asterism. Now, an asterism is not an official constellation. It's just a kind of a shape of stars that we imagine that belongs to officially designated constellations. In this case, Auriga has a star that belongs to the Winter Hexagon, which is made up of Rigel, Aldebaran.
Okay. Rigel's in Orion.
Rigel's in Orion. Aldebaran's in Taurus. Capella,
which is
in Auriga. Yeah. Pollux, which is in the little dog. No, Gemini. Pollux is in Gemini. Procyon, which is in the little dog, and Sirius, which is in the big dog.
We got there.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so basically what this is just picking out like the brightest stars in the winter sky and just making a shape. Oh. Yeah. Look at those stars. They make a hexagon. And that's pretty much what that is.
And for you guys that are worried about summer representation, you got the summer triangle.
Yeah. Look, we represent all seasons.
Yeah. We're inclusive.
Yeah.
Unlike the government.
The DEI isn't shutting down on this podcast.
Nope.
So the brightest star in Auriga is Capella. It is actually a multi-star system. And for some reason, I didn't continue making notes about Capella after I wrote those 2 notes. I know that it is a large. Is it a yellow giant?
It's a yellow.
It's a yellow giant. So it's off of the main sequence of stars. Yeah, Sirius is in the big dog. Yeah, a lot of the star names in Harry Potter, a lot of the names in Harry Potter, character names, are based on stars or constellations. Like Sirius, the big dog. Bellatrix is a star in Orion. Andromeda. Draco. Draco the Dragon constellation. There's like so many of them.
Yeah, the entire Black family is named for basically things in the sky. And also it's why Sirius Black turns into a dog.
Because it's Canis Major, the big dog.
Canis Major. Yep. So Susanna loves Harry Potter.
I know. Well, she and Katie will be. They're big Harry Potter fans. What are you, Susanna? Are you? Wait, let me guess what Susanna is. Susanna's probably a Gryffindor, but I don't know. I get maybe some Hufflepuff. Anyway, I don't know. I look at you as if you know.
Well, the thing is, I think she told
Katie's a Hufflepuff. We're Gryffindors, although I kind of want to be a Ravenclaw now.
Yeah, can we go back?
Yeah, we could retake the test to gear it towards our ideal matches. Anyway, so Capella, a yellow giant star off of the main sequence. I don't think it's big enough to go boom. Is it just going to red giant it? It's just going to red giant it. It's gonna red giant it, people. But there's some other deep space objects that are in Auriga, the constellation. There's many open star clusters, such as M36, 37, and 38. There's also the Flaming Star Nebula.
Oh, cool, Hufflepuff. I really want to. That's what Katie is as well. Yeah. I really want to see it. I meant to look it up, so I did look at the notes.
Somebody looked at the notes.
I always look at the notes. That's how I got my name for my drink. But anyway, I meant to look it up, but then I got distracted by everything else.
Yeah. Oh wait, what were you gonna look up?
The flaming.
You were gonna look it up.
Nebula.
Okay.
You did just mention that, right?
Yeah, but I thought there was like more to it. You were gonna look up something specific about it.
No, I wanted to see a picture of it.
Okay. Why is a WhatsApp thing calling me?
I don't know, but we gotta focus.
Okay, that's creepy. Okay, so it's an emission and reflection nebula.
Cool.
Which is 2 types of nebula. So an emission nebula is where there's like a hot star nearby that is ionizing the gas and dust around it, basically making it glow. Okay, so that's in a nutshell. And then a reflection nebula is where there's gas and dust that's actually reflecting the energy of nearby stars. So it's not being energized by that energy. It's like how the moon reflects sunlight, basically.
And the planets and all that.
Yeah, so on one hand, you have a nearby star that's causing this ionization of gas and dust, and on the other hand, you have some of the gas and dust is just reflecting other stars. So that's what makes the flaming star nebula, which is really cool. And I should have thought to put a picture up to show everybody, but I didn't. So that's where we are.
Well,
anyway,
you can Google it.
This nebula also, it's 1,500 light years away and 5 light years wide.
Wow.
So it's big, and the central star within it originated from Orion's belt.
See, I did not know that. That's really cool right there. That's cool.
Yeah. So stars are moving.
So it's moving. It just. Universe has been around so long that it's moved completely out of the Orion constellation. Yeah. Cool.
Well, from our perspective, I should say.
But still, I mean, that's a long way to go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Now, with all constellations, there's not just the science and spacey thingies that are in them and make them up and everything. There's some mythology behind them. Which we like to talk about. So for Auriga in Mesopotamia, it was known as Gam, G-A-M. also whenever and by the way, I get most of this from Wikipedia, but it's also like G.A.M capitals. So it's like, I don't know, written. I don't know enough about Babylonian Mesopotamian culture to understand why their writing are the way they are. But basically, it's a scimitar, and that could have been like just Capella as the scimitar. So it's also known as mulgam, M-U-L. Gam, look at those gams, am I right? Which is a goat herd or a sheep herder. So originally it was a goat herder or a sheep herder to Mesopotamian people.
Wait, is it a goat herd or goat herder?
Oh, a goat herder or I'm sorry, a goat herder or a shepherd. I read shepherd as sheep herder just now in my notes, but shepherd. So most classically, we know it from the ancient Greeks as a charioteer. And the Greeks have like 10 billion different stories about each one of their things and can't agree on anything. So there's a couple in here that I chose to point out. One of them is he's the hero Erichthonius of Athens, which is the son of Hephaestus, and who was raised by Athena. Okay. And he's credited to have actually invented the 4-horse chariot. So cool. I like he's just like looking at the chariot and he's like, guys, what if we add what if we add wait, hear me out. Stay with me. 2 more horses. What do you think?
Go faster.
More horsepower. Double the horsepower, guys.
So
or triple it, depending on if we had a 1-horse system before the 4 horses.
I have questions, but we won't get into it.
Anyway, so it's also called a quadriga. Which is it's an ancient quad, guys. It's an ancient quad, the OG quad 4-horse chariot.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so this dude, Erichthonius, he won a chariot race, became king of Athens, and then got honored in the stars. That's the story boiled down into a nutshell. Is he won a race and got to be king, and then they were like, we'll put you in the stars.
Okay, because, I mean, all right, because...
I paraphrased heavily.
Yeah, but there was, which could be related to another story that I had heard. About this. So,
take it away.
So I can't remember. He's king.
Mm-hmm.
So Riga is king, right? And so, he loved racing chariots, and so, he had a daughter. His daughter wanted to get married. Okay, so it looks like this is not the same story as. So basically, she wanted to get married to this dude, right?
Oh, that might be the weird one. In the notes, I say a weird one about a charioteer I didn't understand. This might be that one.
Okay.
Because there was like 2 charioteers or 1 chariot. Yeah. I was very confused.
So he says no.
Like, oh yes, this is the one that I was like, I don't know what's happening.
So. So what she did was, she got it so that Ariga would chariot race her, boyfriend, whatever, and if he won, he got to marry her. But she rigged it. So basically the wheels fall off of her dad's chariot. He dies, so she gets to marry the dude.
She killed her dad, so she could marry who she wanted, but not Ariga.
No, Ariga's the king.
Ariga's the king.
Yeah.
Oh, so she killed him.
To
then marry her.
Yeah, married her boyfriend. But like you said, there's like 1,000 different stories.
Yeah. When I was reading that one, I was very confused because it was like he was like helping. He wanted to marry her, but then he was helping her marry somebody else, and then I got very confused by it. So I didn't take away that he was the king in all this. But yeah, the other one is where Ariga is Phaethon, the son of Helios, and he basically convinces his dad to borrow the chariot. He's like, Dad, let me borrow the chariot. Let me take it out. Let me take it out. It'll be fine. Nothing's gonna happen. Not a scratch. He takes it out, goes for a joyride, crashes and burns into the earth.
Meanwhile, if it was my son, he would just sneak out in the middle of the night and take the car.
Well, I mean, he basically ended he probably would have too, but he scorched the earth, and so then he was only allowed out at night. He was only allowed out into the night sky as Auriga, the constellation. And one I always remember in the planetarium is that Auriga was actually a sheep herder or a goat herder.
The goat herder.
And Capella is associated with the she-goat Amalthea, who breastfed the infant Zeus. Because, this is what you do with your sheep is...
Goats.
With your goats. I don't know why I'm having such a big problem with sheep and goats today.
So there's like a couple of stars that are called the kids.
Because they're the goat.
Yeah. Yep,
and so in the picture, constellation art of it, it's like a dude that's holding like a little baby goat.
Yeah. So you said it's just like weird circle oval.
So somehow
but there's like two little stars that are near Capella, and so it makes a little triangle. And those two dimmer stars are called the kids.
The kids. It's Amalthea.
And not for like human kids, goat kids.
Goat kids. So we came back to the goats anyway from Mesopotamia. From the Greeks.
They got weird eyes.
Yeah, there's a whole like thing of how you get back to the sheep herder and kind of the origins that play in there. But I was like, we don't have time for this shit. And whatever.
Meanwhile, you put this together like days ago. You had plenty of time.
All right, so let's talk about the sky. The February night sky is actually kind of like, I don't know, there doesn't seem to be a lot going on in it other than you can see like all the planets basically. We got a line of planets. Now, to be fair, the planets are always in a line in the sky because they all orbit the sun on the same plane, around the center of the sun's gravity, the plane of the solar system. So they're always technically in a line in the sky. That line that they appear on in the sky, we call the ecliptic, the path of the sun across the sky, essentially, as well. But it's
Suzanne
not.
and I had a conversation about this a week ago. Great.
But you can't always see the planets at the same time at night. So there's all news right now that's like January 21st, the big alignment in the sky. But basically, you can see Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
Missing Mercury.
There. Missing Mercury. He's very coy.
Yeah, he's hard to spot. He's hard to spot.
Likes to stay by the sun. Doesn't like to get too far from Papa Soul.
I almost ran a wreck one time because I saw Mercury, and it's so rare that you see Mercury. Yeah. I almost ran a wreck. I almost ran a wreck twice. Yeah. Looking at stuff.
Yeah, you got to stop.
Mercury. I'm looking at Mercury, and then both of these were in Arizona. So, and then I was heading up towards Flagstaff and saw the Milky Way up near Bumblebee, and almost ran off a mountain. I was like,
eyes on the road. Anyway, Pluto's up there. Pluto, you're not gonna see though. Pluto, you're not gonna.
Yeah, but
I also don't know where it's at. But it's not in the line. But these are all nicely lined up for us. They're gonna be up basically all month long. All month. Yeah, so you can find those planets all month long. Jupiter and Venus are fantastic right now. Venus is super, super bright. Jupiter will be hanging out near Orion and Taurus. Right now it's in kind of the V of Taurus's face, the Hyades star cluster by Aldebaran. Venus sets a little bit earlier in the evening. It's more, what is Venus in right now? I'm trying to think of when I've seen it, but now I can't think of what it's in right now.
Is it Aquarius? Pluto's in Capricorn.
Might be. So those planets, good prime viewing in February if you got nice clear skies. We had beautifully clear cold skies the past few nights. They've been the stars. I went out last night and the sky was gorgeous. But we have some celestial events in February. Rip, it still exists, people. Pluto didn't die.
She knows.
I know. You and my dad both on the Pluto train. Anyway, February 1st, the moon's gonna be hanging out with Venus. So that's an easy way to find Venus is look for the moon on February 1st. February 4th, Jupiter ends its retrograde motion. What does this mean? It has nothing to do with you and your life and your money outlook. I hate to tell you. But basically what that means is Jupiter stops appearing as if it's moving backwards in our sky and rejoins the planets in a more forward motion across the sky of east to west nature. So it's all an optical illusion.
Yeah, actually, all the planets move backwards in the sky at some point.
I was gonna say, fancy physics man, take it away and explain retrograde motion.
But here I was thinking about that as I was washing dishes.
These are the things to think about when you're washing dishes. Retrograde motion.
You know, in science, if you make a claim, you have to back it up with evidence. Yeah. So the astrologers are making the claim. Yeah. They're the ones who have to back it up. Yeah. But, you know, I have thought about this in the past. It's like, so in physics, to affect something, you need a force, right?
Yes,
the force.
Yes. So says Isaac Newton.
Yes, and a lot of other people.
Well, but yes. So first said.
But in quantum mechanics, force is transmitted via particles.
Yeah, so you get a little weird in the quantum realm.
Yeah, so the electromagnetic force is transmitted by photons. The strong force is transmitted by gluons, which I kind of love that name because it kind of glues the quarks together.
Should be called glompons. I don't know.
Yeah. And then the weak force is two particles, W and Z particles. So it gets two.
Just W and Z.
But anyway, yeah. So, but W is, technically it's 3 because the W is a plus, positive, and a W minus, and then Z. But anyway, it's like, so what particle is making Jupiter affect you? That it's, is it, what force particles is it shooting at your head?
The Namaste particle.
Okay. So I guess Mars has its own.
Yeah.
And then I guess we're gonna find when we discover other things in the solar system, we have to account for that. I mean, it's just Occam's razor. It's just not.
Yes.
It's not.
I didn't think you were gonna go on tangent on retrograde. I thought you were gonna explain retrograde motion.
See,
it wasn't a take it away and explain why it doesn't
affect you.
But I thought you were just gonna do because it's like when you're on the freeway and you're driving past a car and the car appears to move backwards. We're just passing it in our orbit, and so it looks like it goes backward. That was the nutshell. I thought you were gonna.
Okay. Well, it sounded like it was a.
But that's exactly why it doesn't affect you, because quantum physics.
Yeah. So Susanna wants to know what do you guys mean when you say a star is in, like, we'll say a planet is in Taurus or
it just means that when you're looking at it, its location, it looks to be within that constellation. So if you look at basically the constellations are kind of like the night map of the night sky and they're broken into these sections really to help astronomers locate things in space, or to say where something is located, just like a map here on the world. We can look at the every country border is made up by us to determine where something is located. And so it is a way to make sense of the locations on the sky for modern scientific purposes. People made up stuff in the sky just because they had nothing else to do and no science. But so now we can say, Venus, or Jupiter, it's in Taurus right now, because that way to look for, you can look towards the constellation Taurus and you can find Jupiter. But it does have its own specific coordinates, which are called right ascension and declination, which are basically a longitude and latitude of the sky. So it can be like, it's at RA this, declination this, but to most people that doesn't mean anything. And so it's easier to be like, hey, it's in Taurus.
But also to a professional astronomer, Taurus is meaningless as well, other than just to say Jupiter's in Taurus, and boom, that's all it means to an astronomer. And so you can quickly say to another astronomer that Jupiter's in Taurus, or whatever. But she also asked, does it move? Yes, the planets do move out, some faster than others. For example, it'll take roughly a year for Jupiter to move out of Taurus over to the next constellation.
Because it's got a slow orbit.
Yeah, because it takes about, 12 years for it to go around?
Yeah.
Roughly.
Whereas Mercury is just zipping around.
Yeah. So that's why I was very surprised. Stars, they too are moving, but they are so far away that from our perspective, they really appear that they're not. And that's why I was very surprised that whatever it was... that's the flaming nebula.
Well, that star had moved.
Yeah, so far, so quickly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it takes about a few thousand years for us to notice the movement of the stars in the
sky. Even that notice
is very
slight. Yeah.
We're maybe like 12,000 to get a new North Star.
Yeah. And that's because the Earth's wobbling.
Wobbles. Anyway, okay. So, continuing on, just a few... really, these are dominated by the moons. February 6th, the moon will be by Jupes, so that'll help you out there. February 9th, the moon's hanging out with Mars. I'm just giving you the moon social calendar for February. It's the month of love, after all. On February 12th, get ready, NSFW, full moon, everybody. Full moon, known as the snow moon, because it's the snowiest time of the year.
Yeah. It'd be nice
February.
if we got some snow.
I know. February 16th, Venus will be its brightest, which means it'll be it's super bright. It'll be in a full phase, I'm assuming. That means it at its brightest.
I don't...
Or is it a combination of our distance?
The thing is it's the opposite of what you think.
Oh, it's the opposite? It's not in a full phase? And that makes it...
so I think the brightest is when it's at kind of a crescent shape because it's closer to us.
Okay.
When it's when we see it in a foolish phase, it's on the other side from the sun.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and so
it would be a little bit dimmer then.
Yeah, so when we looked at it the other
last
night, weekend,
it was very bright.
It's a quarter phase, so we see half of it.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But I think it's going for it to get brighter. It needs to paradoxically get a smaller phase, but also it's going to get much bigger in the thing, so in the telescope.
All right. And then February 27th, the end of the month, we have a new moon. So that is going to be your prime night to go look at the stars, because you don't have all that pesky moonlight, causing some natural light pollution up there for you. And then one little meteor shower for our first meteor, our second meteor shower watch, because we're talking about February of 2025, is the Alpha Centaurids in the southern hemisphere.
So we don't see it.
So we don't see it in the north. But you know what? We're including the southern hemisphere. Oh, you think she's lower? She might be low enough in latitude.
She might be low enough where she can get some streaking over.
It's a very low-key meteor shower, though. Only its peak is between February 8th and 9th, and there's only going to be up to like 6 per hour.
Never mind. Susanna's not going to see it.
So, yeah, no, Phoenix light pollution. The parent body of this meteor shower is unknown.
Oh, mystery.
Mysterious. Yeah. So that's pretty much the night sky for February. I really wasn't finding anything that was like standing out as far as like any major celestial events or anything, other than it is a short month. Other than the plethora of planets that are visible in the evening. Of course, excuse me, the jalapenos are getting to me.
There's no jalapenos in it.
Well, no.
I should garnish it with jalapenos.
Oh. Well, we don't have any more. No. But God damn it, what was I saying?
Plethora
of planets. Although you do need a telescope to observe Uranus and Neptune. But Mars, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn are for the taking. What?
For us here in Oak Ridge, we would have a shot at Uranus without a telescope. But you need really, really good eyesight, so that leaves me out.
Is that what you call a peeping astronomer?
Do we have to take a drink to that?
No, I was just doing it for comedic effect.
Yeah, so Uranus was actually spotted prior to it being officially discovered. Oh. But they just thought it was a star.
Oh, that's
it was
like a dim star?
Yeah, they thought it was just exceedingly dim. And so, yeah.
This would have been pre-city lights, everybody.
Yeah, pre-city lights.
Gas
lamps.
Very,
very dark sight. And you have to have really a little better than 20/20 vision to be able to see it.
I could do it.
Yeah, so they spotted it.
At least for 10 more years.
They spotted it, but they thought it was a star because Uranus is so far away and moves very slow.
Yeah. So its position doesn't look like it's changing like the other planets. It's noticeably,
So it takes, 80 years to go around?
Yeah, sure. 84?
something like that, to go around the sky once. And so in your lifetime, I mean, you might be able to see it move, but chances are, because it's so dim, you're not really going to pay attention to it. But it had been spotted. And
through a telescope, it'll look like a little blue dot.
Yeah.
That's what it'll look like. That's exactly what Neptune will look like. A little blue dot. We're all pale blue dots in this universe.
Another great story thing that Suzanne and I talked about last week.
Okay. All right. That's your night sky. So now it's time for... Boop, 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 boop. That was so horrible. That was so bad.
That was so bad.
So bad. I don't know why I went with the boop boop and not Astronomy News 2025. Kicking it off with NASA. Anyway. All right, this comes from NASA.gov. JPL prepping for a full year of launches and mission milestones. So, thought I'd kick it off with some stuff to look forward to this year. Although you can also check out our High in the Sky for January, where we do kind of that in the hangover maybe. But NASA's Sphere X Space Observatory, it is known formally as the spectrophotometer for the history of the universe. Epoch of reionization of ICE's Explorer.
Jeez.
God damn, NASA. That is ridiculous. That is the most ridiculous acronym, initialism, whatever Brandon gets mad about whenever I call it the wrong thing, whatever.
He's not here.
He's not here. So essentially this Sphere X mission will create 4 3D maps of the entire sky, to help us learn about our universe. So that's going to launch the end of February, no later than the 27th of February.
Oh, okay.
So that's cool. The next one is NASA's Lunar Trailblazer. This is a small satellite, and it is going to help kind of research and look for where the fuck is the moon's water. Aliens took the water, or Nazis, depending on the movie you watch. And that'll launch in late February.
We can't joke about that. Nazis are coming back.
All right. The next one is a collaboration between the U.S. and India.
Hey.
That's fun. NISAR. It is the NASA Indian Space Research Organization Synthetic Aperture Radar.
I mean, it's another one that's just...
Jesus. NISAR, it's going to study the Earth. It's going to study surface changes that are related to volcanoes, earthquakes, ice sheet motion, deforestation, and in the best detail that we've ever seen it before, basically. Yeah. And that will launch in a few months. Is what I read. A few months.
So we'll see what happens.
The next one coming up is the Cadre project. This is cooperative, autonomous, distributed robotic exploration. So this is 3 suitcase-sized rovers that are going to be sent to the moon, and they're supposed to work together remotely without Earth controllers autonomously to do a job, basically. And they're going to kind of take simultaneous measurements and then compare the data. And so it's really a test to see if multiple autonomous robots will work together on a celestial object. That's what we're doing.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In a nutshell, that's what it is.
I mean, haven't we done that before, though?
Well, no, because our rovers on Mars, they're controlled by controllers on Earth. These are designed no controllers. It's just totally autonomous. It does its thing, sends results back. That's humans hands off, basically, is what that is. So the next one is SEAQ, SEAQUE. SEAQ. This is the Space Entanglement and Annealing Quantum Experiment, which is a test of 2 technologies. They actually arrived on the ISS in November. They're going to begin testing this year, and it's designed to develop the building blocks of quantum computing, essentially. is what it's going to do. It's going to try establish the building blocks for a future of global quantum network that would allow equipment such as quantum computers to transfer data securely across large distances. So,
I mean, that's pretty important.
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah, we're going to be dealing with a lot of huge distances in space. So,
NASA, look, guys. Work on your acronyms, man.
God.
This was
and last bit from that is while this is already launched last year, the Europa Clipper, March 1st, it will be doing a flyby of Mars for gravity assist. So it'll be like, hey Mars, and then it goes, hey Mars.
Pretty much. So stealing some of that orbital energy from Mars, gonna slow it down a little bit, make it spiral into the sun eventually.
Well.
So, no, it won't.
We don't need it.
Won't. No,
I'm sorry, but the sun is going to catch up with Mars way before Mars spirals into it.
No. Jackie.
Oh, there was a bark. It was a little. I don't know if anybody heard it, but there was. Why aren't you blinking? Let's try it again. There we go.
So, Susanna, are you talking about that?
Okay, so in chat, Susanna said to show them our Legos. Oh, maybe your solar system model. We haven't shown the solar system model. Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? Hold on. We'll do you'll show it during the hangover.
We'll do it. Yeah, during that.
We'll do a little hangover, Lego display.
And we're still working on the Mars rover.
Okay, so oh yeah, we're still working on the rover. We're not done with it yet. So this article comes from Mashable.
Okay, I was wondering.
But I've seen this elsewhere. Basically, the new tires that have been developed for use on a rover on Mars, because currently, like Curiosity and Perseverance, they have aluminum tires, and these things are torn up so bad. You can look at the pictures, and they got like holes and cracks in them, and they are just not handling. The Martian surface is very sharp, very rocky. It's very off-road. So they needed some tires that are going to be able to withstand that much better than the tires that we have currently withstanding it. The development comes out of the NASA Glenn Research Center, and it's a shape memory alloy spring tire. So it can it looks like chainmail almost of a tire.
That's cool.
It's made of nickel titanium, which can apparently endure great stresses, but it can like bend like almost completely inward and then rebound back.
Cool.
So it can adjust as needed to the terrain without breaking.
Yeah, and I mean these rovers are heavy. They're very heavy.
They're SUV sized.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of weight onto these wheels, and that's why when they go over these rough spots, they rip and tear. You have to find a balance between strength and weight.
Yeah.
It's very expensive to launch these things because of their weight, and so you have to find that balance, and sometimes,
and so these should be pretty lightweight.
Yeah.
And lightweight,
especially if it's
flexible.
Like a chainmail kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like, almost like a thick chicken wire of a wheel, almost, but more malleable. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Look forward to that come out on whatever the next new Martian rover is. Next one from ScienceAlert.com. A new kind of planet, unlike anything in our solar system, has been discovered. I saw a couple articles relating to this planet, and we're talking about exoplanet Enipocha. Anyway, GJ1214b. It's orbiting a red dwarf star about 47 light years away, so it's pretty close. Because it's so close to us,
just watching our 80s sitcoms right now.
It allows for easier observation of it, more quicker observation of it, I should say, based on studying like its like the light dip around the star, its parent star, and everything. And so it's one of the most observed and studied exoplanets.
Okay.
Out there. And it was initially thought to be like a mini Neptune. It's kind of like a hazy star. It ranges in mass. And that's why they thought this. But okay, so it turns out it's actually more like a large Venus, a super Venus, which is pretty much the opposite of a Neptune.
Okay, so obviously I'm reading this very linearly.
Yes, and I'm not talking it linearly.
Well, no, but so when I read this, first known super Venus, I read that. I'm like, well, if it's just a little bit bigger than the Earth, it's 2.5 times the radius.
Super Earth kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like
so why is it we're disconnected?
We're disconnected. We're connected.
We're connected.
I knew it was going to do
Damn
that.
Oak Ridge Internet.
I actually need to switch our network to the other one, but anyway, okay. So, it was first discovered in 2009, and so the mass of it actually puts it somewhere between Earth and Neptune. It's about 2.7 times the radius of Earth and 8.2 times the mass of Earth, is what it turns out.
Oh my God, we're so much on that planet.
There was a paper published in 2023 based on James Webb and Hubble data.
Go Webb, go HSD.
Webb and Hubs. And they found that the exoplanet may have a water-rich atmosphere that also contains vaporized metals. Okay, so it has a 1.6 day orbit.
So very close to its star.
It's very close to its parent star, and so that allows them to get more data in less amount of time because they're using this transit method to then see basically what the atmospheres look like based on the signature of elements that they're observing, the spectrum that's coming from the stars. It passes through the planet's atmosphere, and they can kind of then see what's in the atmosphere of that planet. So this research was led by astronomers Everett Schlowin at the University of Arizona and Kazumasa Ono at the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan. And the James Webb data suggests that the starlight that came through the atmosphere that they observed was altered by carbon dioxide. And it's similar in concentrations to the carbon dioxide that make up more than 96% of Venus's atmosphere.
So,
This is where they're getting the Venus. Now, it's a very faint signature that they were seeing. And so they ran some computer modeling, computer simulations, and they found that the scenario that best fits what they were observing is that it has an atmosphere dominated by metals at the lower altitudes, and small amounts of hydrogen. But then at the higher altitudes of the atmosphere, there's a haze that's dense with aerosols and CO2. And then, so this then implies that it's like a very like dense, hot, carbon-rich atmosphere that you can't see through, just like with Venus. So it's a super Venus.
I'm sorry, I was laughing at Jack.
I know. And of course, they need new studies to really kind of confirm this because of the faintness of this carbon signature that's there. But really exciting to have the first kind of super Venus that has most likely been observed. We see a lot of super Earths and Jupiters and Neptunes and stuff like that. But as our technology gets better, then we can find these smaller.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is that this whips around its star, so it orbit 1.6 days, so we'll say 2 days. So basically, every 2 days, you're able to get some spectral data for the atmosphere. At least in theory. Good girl, Leia.
Leia's getting some pets. All right, so that's fun. Next article from CNN and phys.org. I found... I guess this has just been in the news, but 2 mysterious fast radio bursts originated from wildly different places in space. So fast radio bursts, or FRBs, are very energetic bursts of energy. They're usually very quick. And we don't really know much about them. In fact, the energy that is released during an FRB is as much as the sun releases in one day.
Okay, but I think you need to say how fast that is, because you have that in your notes. In the blink of an eye...
Oh!
in the blink of an eye, an FRB will release as much
energy.
Okay.
Yes, I guess that makes more sense. In a blink of an eye. So wait, oh wow, more energy in the sun just happened like 5 times just now. So this is a very powerful burst of energy, and astronomers don't necessarily know exactly where they originate for the most part. What is really causing them? What is happening? And so there was actually 4 new studies to help kind of provide answers on where they originate. 2 of these FRBs are originating from very different scenarios, basically. And it indicates, these studies indicate that FRBs can, originate from different ways. They may have different flavors of where they come from, kind of thing. One of them appears to have come from a magnetar. We'll get into that in a second. The other one appears to come from the outskirts of a dead galaxy, basically. A galaxy does not have a lot of star formation going on. So what they did is they used this fast radio burst hunting machine called CHIME, also known as the Canadian Hydrogen Intensity Mapping Experiment Radio Telescope. So the Canadians are just as bad with their initialisms. They are a normal part of the universe, Mom. My mom asked in chat, are they a normal part of the universe? Yeah, it's a normal thing that happens in the universe. Burst of energy.
We just don't
understand exactly what it is. So again, they may come in different flavors and originate in different ways, just like the gays. So the one that comes from the magnetar, this is FRB 2022-1022A. So 2022-1022A. So I'm guessing on December 22nd, 2022 is when it was when it was discovered.
The first one.
So there's two kind of ways that this one could have come about. Either the signal formed within the star's magnetic environment. So a magnetar is a very high it's basically a neutron star a neutron star with a super crazy magnetic field, super strong, like Magneto on 10 billion steroids. It just
strip your hard drive real quick.
And so either that burst of energy came from within the star's magnetic environment, or it happened further out from maybe a shock wave that the star produced, and then it caused this burst to happen.
Like maybe from a supernova or from the jets.
Yeah.
The beams.
I don't know.
The beams coming out.
Just further out. And so what they found is that this FRB experiences twinkling. Yes. What twinkles? Stars.
Yeah.
And so this scintillation, which is what twinkling is.
That's the scientific name.
That's the scientific name. Basically, the effect is created when light from a small bright object like a star filters through, a galaxy's interstellar medium or gas. Much like our stars twinkle, they appear to be twinkling because our atmosphere is bending that light and making them look like they're twinkling to us, when stars are not actually twinkling.
Yeah, right, because they're so far away that they're basically points.
Yeah.
In it, and so the atmosphere is actually chaotic.
Yeah.
And so you're picking up that chaoticness of the atmosphere, and that's what makes it twinkle.
And you know what doesn't twinkle? Planets.
No, because you actually are seeing a very tiny disk.
Yeah, because they're not producing their own light. They're reflecting the sunlight.
And they're not points of light.
Yeah. Yep. So the planets don't twinkle. So if you're ever wondering if something is a planet, keep a lookout if it's twinkling or not. Mm-hmm. Also, if there's blinking lights, then it's a plane.
It is a plane.
So anyway, the twinkling basically means that the region where the FRB originated must be really small, meaning it originated close to that magnetar. They pinpointed the explosion responsible for the burst to the magnetosphere. of this star, and so it is a magnetically active area about 6,000 miles away from the rotating neutron star. So that's very close to the rotating neutron star. This is less than the distance between New York and Singapore, according to the article.
And by the way, that magnetar is only about 10 miles across.
It's very small.
Very small. Okay.
So you have this super magnetic environment that basically caused this just crazy burst of energy that we observed. The other one, FRB 2024-0209A, so February 9th, 2024.
A year ago.
Flared in February 2024. And it actually produced an additional 21 pulses through July.
Oh.
Whereas the first one, it was like a really quick observation. It was like, boom, done. We're lucky we caught it, kind of thing. And so, according to Tarana F. Takari, the lead author on one of the studies, and they're also a NASA Einstein Fellow at Northwestern University Center for Interdisciplinary Exploration and Research in Astrophysics, or Sierra.
Come on, guys. Work on those
acronyms. They said it seems to be the most massive FRB host galaxy today. So they traced this repeating signal to the edge of an 11.3 billion year old galaxy that is 2 billion light years from Earth.
Hold on. What?
So the originating galaxy of this FRB signal is 11.3 billion years old.
Oh, okay.
And it's 2 billion light years from Earth.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So it may have come from a dense cluster of stars where magnetars could form due to like the merger of two neutron stars. Two neutron stars make a magnetar. Maybe in this case, sometimes, occasionally. I don't know. Or it was a dead white dwarf collapsing in on itself.
Okay. I got questions.
Which would have happened if there had to be something that caused it to collapse in on itself.
Yeah, you have to have mass.
Yeah, there was probably more to that, and I just didn't include it.
Mass transfer with that, but yeah,
so
that's cool.
So you got things happening out in this dead galaxy, way fucking out there, this old fucking galaxy.
And then you got Nirvana singing about magnetars.
It's like little pulses of life. It's like, I'm not dead yet.
No, the universe is far from dead. It'll be dead when it gets ripped apart by dark energy.
But speaking of far away things, according to astronomy.com, astronomers find the most distant supernova yet. I do love my supernovae. Mm-hmm. David Coulter, a postdoc at the Space Telescope Science Institute, he looked at a bunch of images from James Webb's Advanced Deep Extragalactic Survey program, or JADES program, and this targets the earliest galaxies. So he's looking at pictures of the earliest galaxies in the universe, just day in, day out, scanning away. He's got his magnifying glass out. He's got a bourbon on the side, and he's just hunting around. He's got a Sherlock cap on and a pipe.
You think he's a bourbon guy?
I don't know. Anyway, so they're looking at...
I think David's more of a tequila guy.
Maybe. They're looking at images of all these super old galaxies, and they captured images that were like a year apart with the near-infrared camera that James Webb has, and they found an event that happened when the universe was 1.7 billion years old. It's just a baby. For perspective, our sun is 4.6 billion years old. And the universe is currently 13.8 billion years old. I say currently because that number will most likely change.
Well, it does every day.
It does. Oh, well, okay. Fair.
What is time?
Fair.
Though?
I don't want to think about me aging.
Check out our episode on time.
So basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to identify whether distant supernovae are fundamentally different from or very much like what we see in the nearby universe. So they're trying to see if older supernovae are similar to newer supernovae.
We hear this growl.
That was Leia.
I simultaneously hope it is and isn't.
Schrödinger supernovae?
Yeah, because if it is, that just makes physics pretty... physics should be the same no matter where you look.
Yeah.
But if it's not, that does hint to new physics.
I mean, I would think that the only difference would really be just the elemental composition, because obviously in the early universe, you're dealing with a lot of low metal concentrations.
Right. But the stars are making those metals. So for this particular case...
So it's probably the composition of the supernovae is different, but the physics is what they're...
I really want... I mean, I do want the physics to be the same, because where I want new physics is not necessarily in supernovae.
You want it in quantum.
I want it in quantum.
He wants the quantum.
I want the quantum new physics, but
he likes it small.
But for this, I really hope that they find it.
You like tiny physics.
I like tiny physics.
Tiny physics is the most adorable physics.
It's also the hardest to understand.
It's charming, and it's strange, and it's quirky, and it's uppity, and it's
down.
Sometimes it gets down.
I like how you named a quark.
All right, so basically, the oldest supernova, or furthest supernova we've seen, is 1.7 billion years old. Cool.
Wow.
All right. Okay, this is a random piece of news that I saw. BBC reported Kenya, a village in Kenya had some space debris fall on it. Apparently, in Mukuku village, which is about 31 miles southeast of Nairobi, a separation ring from a launch vehicle rocket landed in the village.
Wow.
Like, this shit is either supposed to burn up in space, or it's supposed to be designed to land where nobody is, like the ocean, or the middle of nowhere. Luckily, nobody was hurt. But yeah, these villagers, all of a sudden, they got this fucking metal ring in their
Yeah, but it is 500 kilograms, which is about 1,100 pounds.
They're going to need to call in some... Yeah, that's when the sky is falling.
But it's like that. Why do they play now? It's like that the ring cam that caught that meteorite.
Oh, see, I didn't. You know what? I never actually watched that.
Oh, it's really cool. Yeah. I mean, you only see it in like one frame.
Is it just like a?
Yeah, you see it in one frame, and then you see this poof that happens.
That's funny. That's
and funny. It is kind of cool. It's a little scary.
Susanna's saying you're not drinking enough.
She said she was going to do this.
Daughter's law. I love it. Yeah, keep on them, Susanna.
I do have 2 drinks that I have to space out. I guess I could make it.
We still have the hangover, Susanna. We're not done yet. Anyway, so I watch out, fallen space debris. Okay, here's another one.
But this irritates me.
I know, this irritates me too, but I brought it in because, and this isn't the actual article title, I changed it. I changed what the actual article title should read. It comes from astronomy.com.
You fixed it for me.
I fixed your article title. The article title should read, Asteroid turns out to be a stupid Tesla. That's what the article should be. Basically, on January 2nd, the Minor Planet Center at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics in Cambridge, Massachusetts, they announced the discovery of an unusual asteroid called 2018 CN41. It was first identified by a citizen scientist. Yes, you too can be a citizen scientist and look at pictures and shit and find things for space exploration. But they basically observed this object. They say it came less than 150,000 miles from Earth, closer than the orbit of the moon, which qualified it as an NEO, or a near-Earth object, and one worth monitoring in case it slammed into the Earth one day. That ended up being retracted shortly thereafter when it was revealed that asteroid was actually the Tesla that was launched into space. And this...
Fuck Musk.
And this basically...
Musk is just fucking it up for everybody. With his little stupid little satellites.
Oh my God.
His Starlink. And now the Tesla, which was...
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit.
Oh, God.
We know he's a piece of shit. Anyway.
And to address Susanna, though, I would be dead if I was on my third one right now. I would just be like...
We don't have the constitution of you youngins.
Fuck Tesla.
Okay, so what this is though is it highlights an issue, an emblematic problem. I'm trying to use the fancy article words. Basically, an issue where deeper space objects are not being properly tracked and accounted for by agencies. So the number of untracked objects could hinder efforts to protect the Earth from asteroids, waste observing time on telescopes, among a plethora of other things, throwing off the statistical analysis of the threat of NEOs.
Next time we'll say plethora, we have to take a drink.
So, according to astrophysicist Jonathan McDowell in an email to Astronomy for this article, he said, worst case, you spend $1 billion launching a space probe to study an asteroid and only realize it's not an asteroid when you get there. So there needs to be more transparency in the shit that it has been launched into space and where its orbits are and all
worst
that kind
case,
of.
spend $1 billion.
Worst case, spend $1 billion.
Yeah.
Now, I've saved the best for last.
Yeah.
The piece, it was up front, and I was like, oh no, we have to put this at the end of the section, and that is the huge ass Andromeda image.
Oh my God.
The Hubble's piece de la resistance. The Andromeda Galaxy M4001. Which is, here you go. If you're watching the video, then we are showing the image. It is an image that has taken 10 years to create. It is a photo mosaic of basically 600 overlapping Hubble photos. It is 2.5 billion pixels, the top image here, and then there's some inserts of some things they're seeing in this image. And when you look at the image, it looks like you get close and it's like, oh God, look at all the graininess. Those are stars. Those are individual stars.
Yeah, and if you were to print this off, seeing this image right here, if you were to print this off, I mean, seeing the image doesn't really compute how big it is. If you were to print it off, something like 50 feet by 12 feet.
Yeah. It basically captures 200 million stars in this image, but that's just a fraction of the amount of stars in the Andromeda Galaxy. This galaxy is twice the size of our Milky Way galaxy, and
heading towards us.
And according to Daniel Wise at the University of California, Berkeley, Katie's alma mater, Andromeda's a train wreck. It looks as though it has been through some kind of event that caused it to form a lot of stars and then just shut down. This was probably due to a collision with another galaxy in the neighborhood. You know what I would love? I would love to have a very high resolution photo of me taken and then someone to comment, looks like a train wreck.
Yeah, but it's it just shuts down. Andromeda's I'm done.
Yeah. So actually, though, it's cool because what they're seeing is they're seeing areas where there are really old stars. It has a really huge central bulge, but then they're seeing other star forming activity, and stuff that they weren't necessarily expecting to see in the age of Andromeda. And so they're seeing that it kind of has the mixed properties of an elliptical galaxy and a spiral galaxy, almost as if it's kind of an in-between phase between them. Not that they go through these phases, but and so that a collision had possibly upstarted a bunch of star formation in Andromeda when it was older and its star formation was settling down, and so that's why they see these different kind of things that are.
It really is a beautiful picture. It's a beautiful image.
It is absolutely fucking gorgeous. Oh,
why are we drinking?
That wasn't supposed to be on, but hey, take a drink. So that... To Andromeda. My mom asked in chat, isn't it coming towards us? Why, yes!
It is.
It is coming towards
How fast?
Our Milky Way galaxy. I don't know how fast it's coming at us, but it's coming at us pretty fast. However, I can tell you that it won't reach us for another couple billion years. But
80 miles a second.
80 miles a second, rushing towards us. And it'll reach us in a couple billion years. So right about when the sun decides to like run out of energy and start to like turn into a red giant, it still has a little bit of kick left to it, but it's like starting to get a little bit, when it's just kind of like, it's just going to expand outwards. And then we have the Andromeda Galaxy that's like, hey guys, I'm coming over. And then we're all dead by climate change and our dystopian society that we've created for ourselves anyway. So have at it.
Suzanne wants to know how far it is. So something like 2.8 million.
Yeah, it's oh my god, it's 2.5 million light years away. So it's far away. Yeah. So again, it's not
but it's really close. So when you're looking at it, you're seeing it as it appeared 2.5 million years ago. Yes. It's actually bigger than the full moon in our sky. Yes. So if you were to actually take a picture of it, just kind of a broad view of the sky, take a picture of it, it would actually be bigger than our full moon. It's like twice the size of it or something.
But it's really far away, so you're not going to get that.
And one of the coolest things that at least I think of when it comes to collisions of galaxies is that you have these massive ass galaxies that slam into each other. But it's really rare that you have stars hit each other. So there's 200 billion stars in the Milky Way, about 400 billion in Andromeda. So that's about 600 billion stars. Of those 600 billion stars, maybe only 10 will actually hit each other head on. And then you'll have stars that will get ejected from this new galaxy, and so galactic collisions are really quite cool.
I love them. Google the antenna galaxies. Yeah. That's my favorite image of a galactic interaction. So Suzanne asked, so why don't we see what it looks like now? Well, we can't see what it looks like now because light is how we see things, and that light takes 2.5 million years to reach us.
Go from there to
so
here.
We can only ever see how it looks at basically how many light years away it is.
Yeah. So light travels at 186,000 miles per second, and so it actually takes a certain amount of time. I don't know what Jack's doing, but it takes a certain amount of time to go from there to here. So when we look at things, like if I'm looking at Liz, it's pretty much instantaneous. But I actually am seeing her as she appears in the past.
I mean, for example, our sun, it takes 8 seconds for sunlight to reach the Earth.
Minutes.
Minutes.
Yeah, but it takes something like a second and a half for the moon.
Yeah, so 8.5 minutes from the sun. So all the sunlight that hits you when you go out and tan and relax in the sun, it's 8 minutes old. So it takes that time to reach us. And
so if the sun were to go out right now, boom, we wouldn't know it for 8 minutes.
But okay, my favorite fact, Susanna, one of my favorite facts about this though. Okay, so imagine that you're on a planet that is 65 million light years away, and you have good enough technology to observe the Earth, and you look at the Earth, but you're 65 million light years away from the Earth. So what you're seeing, dinosaurs. You see dinosaurs on the Earth and not us on the Earth today. I love that. I love that. Anyway.
All right, so
we go back in time.
All right, so what about Saturn?
Okay.
Saturn is about 10 AU from the sun. So you're seeing Saturn 9 to 11. So you're seeing it as it appeared basically 72 minutes to 96 minutes ago, depending on where it is in its orbit.
Yep.
For Pluto, it's hours for that.
Time. Space be wild, science be wild, time be wild. Check out our episode on time.
That's got to be a rule, though. It's gotta be
Every time we plug the time episode.
Now we just do it. Now we really try to find a place.
It's like the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, the Wilhelm scream.
We just try to find a spot to plug the time episode. All right. we've covered a lot in this episode of High in the Sky, so some great planets to check out in the February night sky. Find Auriga. You can use a star map app on your phone to help you find where things are located. A lot of exciting missions that are going to be happening in 2025, and I mean, we're always exploring and discovering cool shit about the universe, and hopefully that keeps up. If you've joined us on this episode, thank you so much for watching or listening.
And welcome, Susanna.
You can follow us on all the things at Drinking Cosmos on Twitter and Cosmos with Cosmos everywhere else, and on Spotify and YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. So, cool. Hang out with us. Anyway.
But first, keep the resistance going, and not in a Trump kind of way that I'm holding his fist up like that. But also for Federico, good luck to Italy next week in Six Nations rugby tournament, which will start up next week. And there was something else I was going to say. Oh, in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about Aristotle. And Brandon's supposed to write that one up, but I'll probably end up writing it.
Get on it, Brandon. Anyway, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
See you in a couple minutes for the hangover. Cheers.
And if you're with us now, joining us for the hangover, we'll see you guys in a minute. Be right back.
Cheers.
God, I messed up so. Oh my god! Oh my god, so many buttons. And then we got. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Hold on. I'm on the correct one. I got so used to doing because Brandon's been with us.
We're professionals.
Well, so all bad. Right. Anyway, welcome to The Hangover with Cosmos. Following our February 2025 High in the Sky. Drink. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, all right. Well, we really actually should take a drink. We should take a drink
for that blunder. Classic Davison right there. Pressing the wrong buttons. Anyway, so we talked a lot about some good shit in the main episode of High in the Sky. Some cool news stuff, some stuff in the sky. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because you gotta go watch the episode. Anyway. But a request was to show some Legos. And so we got some Legos that we've been recently, that we've completed and working on. The first one is we're currently building Perseverance. Yes. What we have completed as part of it is the Ingenuity helicopter. Look at how adorable this guy is.
I mean, it really is cute.
It's so cute.
And this is...
so cute. And that's the body of Perseverance.
So this is the back end of it. And so this is going to be the front end, and we're about halfway through.
Are we sure? Yeah, because that's where the plutonium is.
Yeah,
that's where the radiation is.
That's where all the power is. And so we're about halfway through it, and it will have moving parts, and so it will be really quite cool, and looking forward to it. And we have another one that we recently put together. Put this one together right after getting home from Christmas, and this is a model of the sun, the Earth, and the moon. And there's a crank right there, and it too moves. And this was given to me by Susanna. As a birthday and I guess kind of a Christmas gift, right? And so it's really one of my favorite
it's very cool.
Favorite builds here. And you can actually have the sun spins, the Earth spins, and the moon spins. And we generally did pretty good putting it together.
Yeah.
I did think that okay, what I'm going to do is while Liz slept one morning, I'm going to put bag number 4 together. And I didn't do very well. Liz had to come fix it.
You just messed up one. There was one thing that was just...
I really do love that one, and it's on my shelf.
That's the most technical one.
It is.
To date.
It is.
Because I would say even the Milky Way, that was pretty simple because you're just putting... You're just putting pieces on a flat surface, basically, and stacking them.
Yeah, and to be honest, it really doesn't matter where you put the stuff. We did put everything...
We followed the directions.
There was only one time, and it was when we were doing the light kit.
When we were putting the light kit, there was a piece that knocked off, and we couldn't figure out where it went.
So we just put it.
We just put it in a spot.
But those are our builds, and that we got going
fun.
right
I
now.
really want. I want all of the Lego flower sets, because now that we have Indiana is a kitten that will eat the plants.
Eats the plants.
So I have plants high up where I need to get shelving for them so they don't die.
Over there.
But if we get Lego plants, then although he was chewing on this the other day, and I was like, stop chewing on it. But luckily, it's not going to poison him because it's just Legos.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Well, you do have at least one plant to put together. It was your Christmas gift.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, my
God, I did forget about it. I've been so distracted with all of our other Legos.
And I gave it to you.
I know.
You forgot all about it.
I did.
All right, well, very good. Very good. I see where I stand.
Well, we've had great
get the plum blossom.
Yeah, because we just have the orchid. And then you got me the individual ones that I can put in a vase. There's so many of them though, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I did look at the Lego website, and I'm like, I could just lose so much money. So it's it's like I can just give all my money to Lego, just like I could give all my money to the tattoo artist.
Yeah.
I gotta decide what I want to do. Ink or Legos. All right, so for Susanna,
tattoo of Legos.
Jack is barking. Maybe you heard it, but in a hangover, we suspend the rules.
We suspend the rules, but you can drink if you want to. You can drink if you want to.
A little safety dance.
I don't know the rest of that. I'm like, wait, how does the rest of it go? Anyway.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So those are our Legos.
Yeah, I really do love the sun, earth, and moon. It's really kind of cool, and to be able to spin it, it's very Planetarium-esque.
I mean, I would have loved to have that in the Planetarium as like something I could hold up to demonstrate or whatever, or even if like light it somehow. I mean, it would definitely get broken at some point, but otherwise it was just me with my hands and trying to like you see? Or there was one I was trying to demonstrate, one show I was trying to demonstrate the moon's how the moon is tidally locked with the Earth, and so I was like spinning. I was like, imagine this is this, and I was like spinning in a circle, and I was like, I look absolutely ridiculous right now trying to demonstrate these.
Yeah.
When obviously then later I could just make something for the dome to put up. But
Federico's got almost all NASA related Legos, which we need to get. But
almost all the
missing
flowers.
Galileo.
Almost all the flowers.
And almost all the flowers.
Nice.
Federico, you will sponsor myself, Liz, and my daughter Susanna, right? To move to Italy. We need this.
Mom, you've never put Legos together? I'm sure you put together those big Legos that I had when I was a little.
With me. Oh, okay. So it's Jack standing on the thing.
Oh, Jackie. No. Oh, God, Jackie wants to play.
Yeah, so when you're putting together Legos, it's just you're able to just detach from the world a little bit for a little bit.
Although it does end up hurting your fingers after
it does, a little bit. And we can oh no, it's you don't have.
Okay, well,
yeah, it's better.
It's becoming a shit show, Federico.
Plus, you have pasta.
What? Well,
the food, but yeah, it does hurt your fingers a bit, so you can only do a little bit. Well, like we only did like a bag at a time for the Milky Way.
Well, yeah, that was like a lot of little pieces that you're.
And
just
that's what's like hurting your fingers.
Shoving.
And
we could have finished all of Curiosity or Perseverance. But I was like, all right, let's call it there.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll finish it. I'd say we finish it this week. But
we can finish it tonight.
We got, because we watched our movies last night. Yeah, so.
Or before dinner, depending on what time how long this hangover goes. Susanna has to finish it in one sitting when she opens the box.
That's really fair. That's really fair.
I get it. That. I'm typically, I like to not start something until I know I can finish it in one go. But
yeah, I mean, for the Milky Way, we at least needed to finish
a
bag at a time, a section at a time, because we do have a cat and a kitten, and we can't leave those pieces just kind of lying around.
Federico has a fun fact. Alpha Aurigae
or Capella
in Latin means little goat.
Hey.
Oh. So maybe Capella is for
what is it with
Amalthea
and all these damn goats?
Because of the Mesopotamians saw a goat herder. And so it just trickled. You know what doesn't work? Trickle down economics. But what does work is trickle down
constellations,
mythologies.
Yeah. All right. Oh my gosh.
Trickle down mythologies. Yes. Well, that's all it is a game of telephone over time, and then some other people on a different line are like, oh, did you hear over there? That's a good bit. And then they go, and then they incorporate it into their own game of telephone, and then it just becomes, and that's how you get religion, everybody. That's how you get modern religion, in a nutshell. It's... Federico says, luckily, this is a show for adults who are drinking. It sounds like...
Why would you put that in when I take a drink?
Federico said in Italian, he says, it sounds like the tip of your dick in Italian, and this is not that easy. While during a show, someone asked for what star is that? What is it in Italian? Put it...
Yeah, phonetically.
Write it out in Italian,
It sounds like tip of your dick.
Tip of your dick. But in Italian, though, what Italian, tip of your dick in Italian means. I don't know what that means. I don't know what is that like, how offensive do I want to be right now to Federico?
So next time I talk to my dad, who in theory is half died.
Is it just Capella versus Capella?
Oh, now you just started a war. Federico's not gonna sponsor us now. We need to move to Italy.
It's like sake. Like the pronunciation, one means sake and one means like a fish or something. So it's like sake or sake.
You gotta
sake?
Be careful what you order.
Yeah, so it's like how you pronounce it. Tip of your dick in Italian. That would have gone really well if I was giving an Italian show and said the big dicker. And then I could go immediately to Capella.
Tip of your dick. It just makes me think of like people in England go on top of the day to you, like tip of the dick. Tip of the dick to you.
Imagine if that was a greeting.
Well,
tip of the dick.
If we go to Doug.
I mean, spotted dick is like spotted dick is a dish.
Yeah, it's a dish.
It's a dish.
Yeah, so...
Oh, diagonally versus diagonally.
Which is what Harry Potter says. Exactly. So I was talking to Susanna today. It's like...
Tip of the dick.
And she was like, what? You guys aren't like... what was the word she said? Because I told you.
Oh, yeah. It was like...
You guys like aren't filthy, are you?
Filthy.
Welcome to the hangover.
Filthy. Tip of the dick to you.
Tip of the dick to you.
Tip of the dick.
Just a tip.
God.
Yeah, diagonally and diagonally. Yeah, and diagonally.
We have to text Brandon that because we're going to assume he's not watching this at all.
He's sleeping through it.
And then he can know what he missed in his sickness. We'll just be like, tip of the dick to you, sir.
Well, technically I didn't.
This isn't our fault. Blame the Italians.
Blame the Italian with his European sensibility.
Capella.
Yeah. Hey, we don't believe in your European sociology.
Okay. Well, now we know if we're ever in Italy, we cannot say the star name Capella because we don't know how we're pronouncing it and what they're interpreting it as. So.
Oh, wait a minute. Tip of the dick is the same word as chapel? Wait a minute, hold on.
For chapel in a church?
That is the exact same word we use for chapel. Which one? So
you said too many things.
Capella, maybe? So it's used as tip of the dick. Oh, and then chapel.
Well, there is a connection.
Oh, shit. Well, thankfully the Pope's not. He's not watching. Anyway, to change the subject.
Okay.
I don't have anything, but just to get off of...
tip of the dick to you?
What?
Tap of the dick. That's a different kind of day.
If we go to Birmingham for Doug, we just...
tip of the dick.
And just try to watch people's reaction.
No, it's just for us, and it's just for us. It would be... Now I gotta get a top hat to go to Birmingham. Would that be immediately offensive if I showed up and came in a top hat?
Federico, you have to...
What about a Sherlock Holmes hat?
Yeah. I know, either a bowler hat or one of those top hats. Federico, you gotta go to Doug. So you gotta meet up with us in Birmingham. It's just Hannah's disturbed. I'm sorry. So we'll just shove in monocles and top hats.
This is the point of the hangover, Federico. No apologies. No apologies. That's what we're here for.
You're putting me in a bad light with my daughter.
This is what we need you for. All right, what were you going to change the topic to?
I told you I had nothing.
Oh, I thought...
This is your show. Yeah, I told you I had nothing. So.
Cool.
All right. So obviously we're not taking out the telescope tonight. No, but
look like that Peanut guy.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Peanut.
Because he has a top hat and a monocle.
Yeah.
So every 1800s British guy then looks like Mr. Peanut guy.
Oh God, they do. They do. Top hat and
mono gal. You know, it's not for the Mormons. Mono gal.
No. Plural gal.
Plural gal.
Okay, Susanna, this is the hangover. Basically, this is the hangover. Like I told you earlier today, we've had our drinks and we end up feeling it at this point.
I assumed that the spelling. Oh, you don't know the spell monocle? Monocale, or no, CLE. Monocale. Monocle.
Oh, but monogal. I mean.
Oh, did you not realize she meant monocle?
No, it was just like I thought she was kind of talking to you. No. Like top of the hat and mono gal, like Liz. Okay.
No.
Susanna told me to drink.
Monocle. Okay. All right. Wow. Man.
But I do like plural gal.
Plural gal. Plural gal. That's a new. That is a different. Pluralism has a new meaning.
Oh my gosh! Yes. So we Utah. In this first 10 minutes, we've lost the Catholic Church.
What have we learned today?
We've lost the Mormons.
We never had either of them.
We've never had either of them. Okay, I had one and a half. And they were strong drinks.
It's been extra silly.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, do you want to talk about the state of the world? Will that be fun? Oh. I'm sorry. I apologize. Not the state of the world, because it's only one country that's having an issue right now.
Yeah, but it's a ripple. It's a ripple effect. You know, it yeah, no, we shouldn't. Okay. We shouldn't, because I'm just gonna get angry.
Angry. Oh.
Yeah, and so yeah, we probably shouldn't. You know, let's focus. Jack, it's fine. It's not the FedEx guy. Let's focus on the positive.
Okay, what are the positives?
Lay it off. That is not the positive. But
but she was loving you, so that is a positive.
That is
because
a positive.
She loved you.
I think that even though the world is
a vampire.
Yeah, but is on fucking fire right now. There's just so much shit.
Portions literally.
Yeah, I mean, just the past week has been insane, and we have basically 4 more years of this, minus a week. Let's think about the things that actually unite us.
Okay. United Airlines.
No, that really doesn't unite us. But like, okay, so when we look up into the sky,
yes,
we see the same shit that people in Russia see, that people in China see.
But not people in New Zealand.
No, but some stuff, like in the southern part, you know, like Orion, you know, the moon.
I'm just.
Yeah, and so there really is so much that unites us, than separates us. And I have been very fortunate in my job, in my jobs, really, that I have been able to travel.
Yeah.
And, okay, wait a minute. Why?
I don't know. Because we have a little bit of a delay.
Yeah. So, you know, wherever I go, whether it has been to Poland, to France.
Oh, those pierogies. I live through his descriptions of the foods he's eaten.
Yes. India and China, Taiwan, you know, all the places is that, you know, people just want to be happy. That's all they want.
Happy. And free.
We are united by food.
And airlines.
And airlines to get there. but also, because they are...
the Southern Hemisphere. Yes. Because in the Southern Hemisphere... they get a whole different set of stars.
Because they're south of the equator. So they're seeing basically below the Earth.
We never see the constellations that are below the equator from the northern hemisphere. Well, depending where you are. Okay, so it does vary. But say at the latitude that we are in Oregon, like we cannot see, say, the below Southern 45 Cross degrees south in the Southern Hemisphere. Right. So
Susanna is about 30 degrees north of the latitude.
So you can go negative 30.
So she can go all the way down to basically 60 degrees.
Okay. I don't know.
Well, hold on.
I don't know.
No, it's like 90 degrees, right?
Don't ask me any question about numbers, and if I say numbers, don't believe anything I say with numbers. Usually I'm making them up.
I just make up stuff with numbers too. It's
whatever. You can do the things in your head.
Squiggly lines. Isn't that what you call it? Squiggly lines?
Yeah.
Squiggly line math.
The math you do is squiggly line math. Yeah, see, there's proof there.
Yeah, no, Liz and math do not go together.
Yet I do it daily, my job.
Yeah, but you have a calculator.
I do use for the most basic math. I do 12 minus 7 because I don't trust myself to do it in my head.
One of the greatest inventions, the printing press was one.
Calculators?
Calculators were second.
Which was the abacus, though.
Well, yeah.
But you had to know about the count. You had to count the beads.
You have to count the beads.
A lot of counting of beads. And then moving. And then
I used to know how to do an abacus.
Fingers are great. That's my main method, Mom, is my fingers.
You only have so many fingers.
Yeah, but you can keep going as long as you... I can't go too far where I lose track, though, of what...
So when I was in elementary school... one of the grades, we actually learned how to do an abacus. We all got an abacus, and we learned how to do it, and we were doing fucking beads and shit.
That probably really dated you, but I'm just...
Well, no, I don't think it necessarily dates you.
What dates me? Claris Works, elementary school. There we go.
Like a slide rule, which I never used. I never used.
But we have one courtesy of your dad.
Courtesy of my dad. And
it's the most complicated stick I've ever seen.
It really is. And I don't have access to it like right now where I could get it. But
Claris
but
Works
you're
too?
Susanna did it in second grade.
I did it in third grade.
What?
I did in third grade.
Oh, okay. But like your parents, they had slide rules. And slide rules is what has got us to the fucking moon.
I mean, yeah, not much got us to the moon. We got to the moon on very little.
It was the human computers.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying in general, very little.
Yeah.
Very little technology.
The human computers were African Americans and
women.
And it took forever for them to get the credit that they deserved for that.
Well, yeah, because they're women and they're black.
Yeah. I mean, women.
It's amazing they got credit. So
women, so that puts them back, and then throw on.
My mom checked out on the slide rule. See, it doesn't. Once we get to a point, and then we're like done, no more. I will find somebody else to do this shit for me.
I remember, like, when I was in college, it was required to get, like, basically a scientific calculator.
Yeah, we had to get, like, a Texas Instruments.
Yeah, which I thought was, like, coolest fucking thing, where it could, like, graph shit.
Really, you're still just writing boobs on it. Or hello.
Yeah, I mean, and turning it upside down. Ooh, I just spelled hell. Oh, see?
You could also do leet. You could do leet.
Okay.
As well, I think.
What?
A 7 and a 3 and a 3. And
Leet?
I don't know what the T would be then. Never mind.
No, there's no number for... No. We could do Lee. Hey, Lee, I spelled your name.
There's boobs. Yep. 80,085.
Oh my God. Susanna just watched the main episode.
No, this is just what our species does. We take an advanced thing and we boil it down to just base lizard brain.
Yeah, we're all perpetually in middle school. But I mean, the slide rule, it I never learned that because the teachers were probably like, no, it's too complicated. We can do beads. But
we can do beads. Let's go back to this is too complicated, guys. Go back to the beads.
We're going to go back to the beads.
Instead of back to basics, now it's back to beads.
Back to beads.
That's going to be our new phrase now. Back to beads.
Oh my god. Hey, go lie down.
Bye, Susanna.
Bye. Oh my gosh. I wonder if she got... Leia, go lie down. I wonder if she got hurt. She was going to get a craft table.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. And so she was going to put it together and listen to us. And we ruined that for her. So she'll never listen to us again.
Oh, I think she had fun. I think she enjoyed it. See, she's still here.
Oh, bye.
Still here. Stop talking about her. She's still here. Go back to beads. Back to beads.
Love you, Susanna.
Anyway.
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, February's going to be a good month with, like, at least looking for some stuff.
Well,
planets. The moon, if you want to see it.
Those clusters in Auriga.
Yeah.
I mean, February's good anyway because you still have... This was a whiplash. I like how natural. We're like, nothing previously has happened. We've been talking about this the whole time.
Susanna's gone. Now we can get back to the...
Tip of the dick to you. So, you still have all the main constellations like Orion and the Orion Nebula. Andromeda is still up on the way out, though.
No, Andromeda's still good.
Yeah, she's on her way out, though.
She is on the way out, but she's still good.
She's past
it's just summers that are really on the way out.
Prime. Chained to that rock too long. So there, I mean, there is so much stuff that is of observing worthy. Observing, I don't know what happened to my... Worthy of observing.
I said that very drunk-like. Worthy of observing.
It's those Ward 8s.
Yes, Ward 8.
We have to practice with our telescope. And we have to go out earlier to align it.
Well, yeah, we need to align the finder scope. The finder scope was off.
Yes, because when I was trying to get it on the thing, I did the wrong screw, and it was the screw that messed with the scope part, and I was like, oh, whoops. And so that ruined it because you had spent all that time aligning it, and with one quirk of a screwdriver, I ruined it.
You can take pictures.
We can take pictures. In fact, Mike got me the adapter for my camera so I can actually mount my camera to the telescope and get some long exposures while tracking whatever we're looking at.
But one of the things we need to explore is a counterweight. Because the camera is going to add a torque. It's going to want to pull the telescope.
It depends how high up I use it.
Well, yeah. Right, but it's still going to add a torque. Mm-hmm. If you're looking high up, it's not going to add as much, but you are going to run into... Might
be able to tighten it or something, but we'll play around with it.
No, yeah, but I think that counterweight is really important. We actually would have them when I worked at Melton Observatory, which I did work at an observatory. We had basically a little counterweight to cameras and photometers and stuff like that.
We can rig something.
But we just kind of need to look into it.
We just put a tie around it and then tie a rock to that tie.
That's the counterweight. See?
So, back to beads.
Back to beads. Thing is, though, is we kind of want it to be the same weight as the camera.
Okay, well, we'll find a rock that's the same weight.
Yeah, we'll kind of need to order it.
But yeah, so I'm excited to start testing that at some point and practicing that. What I can also do is, I might need to get something to attach to the telescope because I don't think it has one built in, but I could even mount the camera to the top of the telescope that way as well. And use it kind of like a tripod, basically.
Right. Yeah. So there's two ways that we can do the camera to the telescope, where it's attached to. Yeah. One is called prime focus, where we don't put an eyepiece in.
You can actually it has an adapter where you can do an eyepiece, I think. And
right. Where I got you, where we can put the eyepiece in, and that was one of the things I was looking for.
Yeah.
You have what's called a T-ring, which actually connects the camera to the telescope without an eyepiece, but then you have what's called a T-adapter, where you put the eyepiece in, and meanwhile, like the other day, we're like, can we put our phone up to it?
I know, that's what, because we're just we're really just kind of practicing with it, and so I got like a little shot of Saturn, even though it's a little like blurry. Yeah. It's very sensitive to vibration, but you can see the rings kind of poking out, and I was like,
we're about ready to pass through the plane of the rings, or did we already do that?
I don't
know. Yeah. If we haven't already done it, pretty soon we're going to pass through the plane of the rings, and we're just going to see Saturn without rings, but the rings will slowly get bigger.
But so we have time to play.
Yeah,
I want to play.
It is so nice to be able to just go out in front of our house, put up a telescope, and look at Saturn, look at Venus, and see that it's a quarter phase.
And we lit our we have like a little propane fire table that came with our patio furniture that we got, and we lit that for the first time, and it was real fun.
It was so nice.
It was cool.
It
was nice, and we didn't burn the house down.
No, and we ate soup outside.
We did eat the soup that I made for dinner,
and it made us warm.
And we ate it outside and looked at the telescope and ate our soup. It did make us warm because it was very hot, and I was like, "Ooh, being outside will cool it down faster to eat it."
I mean, just being able to go out and look at things is just so nice. I can't wait until really the summer where we aren't freezing our asses off.
You know, I could even we could put the telescope up on our bedroom deck, and then I could do like a long time lapse of like that kind of like
with the North Star
and the mountain silhouette and everything, and just get like a nice kind of like time lapse shots, and it could just be out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so cool being where we're at, where we have dark skies. I mean, we can go out onto our front porch and we can see the Milky Way, and it's just it's just the coolest thing. I mean, you forget. Yeah, I mean, we're very
until it all burns down from wildfires because climate change and shit. So we'll enjoy it now.
Yeah, when you go out into your backyard and you look at a little point and go, oh shit, that's Venus. Venus is really bright. But then you have the opportunity to look at it through a telescope, or Saturn through a telescope. I will never forget the first time I saw Saturn through a telescope. It is as close to a religious experience as I can get.
Hallelujah.
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 Yeah. And you know, you forget until you put the telescope out. And you look at these things and you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was good seeing Saturn again. And I was like, oh, right. Yes. Or Jupiter.
And this is the shit that connects us. And it doesn't matter where you are. Like, all this bullshit that is going on in the world right now is down to just a few people. It really is.
Human ego and greed. Yeah, that's really what all conflicts throughout our history is, just basically our ego and greed. That's all it is.
Yeah, and you know, so there's people in India, in China, and I say these places specifically because I've been there, and you know, and also let's just pick China because China's the boogeyman. Them and Russia.
Ooh, well, Russia.
I've not met anybody from Russia though, but and yeah.
I feel like the Russian people are fucking great to party with.
Oh, vodka.
It's just the government that's a little, and one point of the government that's a little murdery on anything.
Yeah, and you know, and it's the same here. But you know, if I were to go to China, and Ramsey, I know you listen. So I'm talking to you. You know, Ramsey, not David, Ramsey. You know, we have in common the sky. It doesn't matter about our governments and all the bullshit they're saying. we look up, we see the same Saturn. Mm-hmm. We see the same, what was it, Flaming Star, whatever.
Flaming Star Nebula. Mm-hmm.
Flaming Star Nebula.
And the Mission Reflection Nebula. Check out the main episode, High in the Sky, for February 2025. Also, check out our episode on time.
Yeah, and so, that really is what connects us. Mm-hmm. Connects us all. That and food.
Oh, God, we all need to eat. We all need to eat.
And
look, I'm going to say, but pretty much all food, the majority of food, is good.
Right. And it's better when it originates somewhere other than the U.S.
What about barbecue?
Oh, well, that is.
What about barbecue, sir?
That is a quintessential American food. Now, Australia. What you do is not putting stuff on the barbie.
You can't put shrimp on the barbie. Can't put shrimp on the barbie.
You're grilling. Leia,
you're grilling with that shrimp on the barbie. How bad of an Australian accent am I doing right now, mate? Is it a little bit more British? Is it a little bit more Southern? Is it a little bit more... I lost it there. I went a little bit more... Yeah. Now we're Southern. Now we're in Texas.
Okay. You had it for a moment. So, it's like... All right. So, when Liz and I first met, it was just like, no, that's grilling.
I'm a California girl. We're going to put the barbecue out.
Yeah, so...
I don't know there's a difference between grilling and barbecuing. The barbecue is just the thing that cooks the meat.
Yeah, so, yeah. I mean, and all right, so I grew up in South Carolina, which is in the U.S., is in the southeastern part of the U.S.
They're kind of known.
Internationals.
They're known for starting an entire civil war. Just saying.
See, we just go shoot some shit at Fort Sumter. Anyway, so for us... if you bring out the grill and make burgers and hot dogs and chicken and stuff like that just on the grill, it's called grilling. And yeah, they are still fighting it. You are absolutely correct in that. The South will rise again,
which means we're still fighting it.
Yes,
people.
So many times I heard the South will rise again, but. In the South, barbecue has an entirely different meaning.
Yes.
And it's a way of cooking it. And for me, I grew up on barbecue. There are stories of me as a little tiny kid that I'm probably like 4 years old.
Aww,
yeah,
a little Mikey George.
Where I would go down to where
cute little
I had curly hair,
furrow of curls. Just
yeah, so I would go down to my grandmother's house in Hemingway, South Carolina, which is near the coast, sort of near the coast, and we would go to the barbecue hut, and the barbecue hut that we went to, they specialized in barbecue that was in vinegar sauce, so your mom would not be able to handle this.
But it's so good.
So I am 4 or 5 years old, and I would eat barbecue, and I would literally, according to my parents, I don't remember this, I would then lick my hand to get the heat off, and then eat some more.
That's your palate
cleanser.
And then
lick my hand and eat some more. Yep, pretty much. And so, and then there's like different types of barbecue. So,
did you explain what barbecue is? Being cooked in?
Well, all right. So for me, in Texas, they don't know how to do it.
Oh, them fighting words with Texas.
Texas,
nobody messes with Texas. I don't know if you're the motto is nobody messes with them, and everything's bigger in Texas.
Alabama,
which means everything's real small in Texas, because if they're real braggy about it being bigger, it's not.
It's not. They're compensating. All right, so here in Oak Ridge, we have a barbecue hut. Now this barbecue hut is good.
It does Alabama, right?
They do Alabama, and so. To me, barbecue must be cooked in the sauce. And if it's not cooked in the sauce... You're grilling. That's really what you're doing. And so in South Carolina, they will do it a couple of ways. Actually, in South Carolina, you get this kind of like convergence of 3 different styles. you do have a little bit of this, basically it's a ketchup-based barbecue, which is kind of a St. Louis style barbecue.
Yeah, you ketchup and brown sugar are your primary ingredients.
Yeah, so it's very sweet. Also very sweet is a mustard-based sauce. And then you had the vinegar, which is not sweet, but it has some heat to it. And so good. I can make all three.
So good.
But all three of these are cooked in the sauce. And so why would you want to cook it in the sauce? Well, as you're cooking it, the meat absorbs.
Yeah, it's like marinating.
Yeah, you're marinating it over heat. And so...
Well, no, this would be a popular opinion, Federico, depending on... In a popular Italian opinion, popular U.S. opinion, U.S. are better than Italians in barbecue and cooking meat in general. Yes.
Unpopular opinion, U.S. Oh, unpopular in Italy?
But popular for us. Yes, Federico, I would agree with that statement. Although you guys are better at cooking the carbs. You guys are better at cooking the carbs.
Yeah, I mean...
Your pizzas and your pastas.
Overall, you guys are better at cooking food.
Probably coffee. A gelato, I've heard, is amazing, even though I have yet to try it. But I've heard it's better than ice cream.
Just so you know...
They got better,
Just so you know, when we go to Doug, we're going to swing by Italy, check out some houses we can buy and do that. But yeah, so I mean, we have in the U.S. perfected
better historical archaeological sites in Italy, like Colosseum and shit. A lot of good shit.
Oh, in Italy,
yes. Yeah, the seat of Rome.
But you know what we have perfected? Racism. We have perfected that. Yeah. Even though that was around long before, we have perfected it. We're
artists. It's artistry in this country.
We are artists when it comes to racism.
Artists with racism and barbecue, all originating in the South.
Let's not equate those.
Well, no, because barbecue tastes good. Racism does not.
Oh, and another thing in the South, which I feel so vindicated with this. All right, so Liz and I go to South Carolina to visit my family. That's true. I mean, look, all of Europe, anywhere across the pond existed a lot longer than our bullshit. Okay, I mean, we did learn it, but we perfected it.
Yes.
No, so we went down to Charleston, and we were in the market.
Yes, I've been there.
Yes, which was originally called... What was it called?
The slave market.
The slave market.
But there weren't actual slaves there, we learned.
Yeah, but you actually can go where at least see some people were tied up.
Okay.
But anyway, we're talking to this lady, chained up. We were talking to this lady, and she was like, "Oh yeah, we do sauces in the South."
Oh yes. Oh yeah, that's right. This is when I was there. Okay, yes, when you were talking to them.
So I love to put sauces.
She did vindicate him because he was the only person who I was like who talked about sauce to me in barbecue, and then this other lady was like, and I was like, oh okay, this is a thing. It's not just his thing. It is a thing.
No. All right. So you perfected Berlusconi with Donald. Yeah, I know, right?
Our least proud moment of our least proud things happening right now.
Goddamn proud to be an American.
Oh God. How is Mussolini? Is he okay? Where are we at? Will we take a Mussolini at this point? I don't know.
Compared,
he was also a puppet, really. But anyway.
To Hitler.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And
Anyway.
You
anyway,
at
we're not
the start of all this, you were like, should we talk about the world?
It's fine. Everything's fine.
And I did try to bring it back. Hey, but you know what, Federico?
I will believe you, Federico, because you live in Italy and I know nothing. So.
But Federico, you guys play Scotland next weekend, so I am pulling for Italy in this.
Oh, over
Six Nations.
Scotland.
Yeah.
That's my Scottish accent. Scotland.
It is in Scotland. It is in Scotland, so I'm not so sure. I haven't. The problem is that
Scotland
at this
have
point,
a decent rugby team?
Oh, they have a pretty good team.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like Scotland. I don't know. I guess I don't see Scotland as rugby players, really. I don't know. I just picture them with a bunch of sheep. I don't know why. I don't know why.
So rugby invented in England.
I should think of Braveheart, but I just picture a bunch of guys with pipes and sheep.
So Scotland's pretty okay. Ireland is fucking amazing.
Well, because they're Irish and they're crazy leprechauns.
But anybody but the goddamn French. Italy beat the French.
There's no way the French could be good at rugby because
they are fucking amazing.
I don't understand how they can take a hit. They're French. It's all about cheese and wines and napping.
Yeah, no, they're really good. They're really good. God fucking damn the French. They beat my All Blacks like twice.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Man.
No, it's tough.
I mean, it's one thing if you had like England beat the All Blacks because of colonialism, but it's another thing when you have French because they're French.
Yeah, and you just want to punch them. And you just, oh my God. And the All Blacks would have won the Rugby World Cup had it not been for the captain actually going out on a red card. And so, the players are really French.
You know, for me, I don't know what it is about French men that I'm so what's the word? Not racist, but just, I don't know, slanderously. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever against, for me, it's like French women, it seems to be like, don't fuck with a French woman. I don't know. For some reason, it's like there's some undercut shit that you will not know until later, and then you're dead. Like, don't mess with French women. But French men just all seem very just like laissez-faire.
Well, they invented that term.
Yeah. Like,
it's a very French term.
No backbones to them, just like whatever, complaining about everything, and wouldn't be able to take a punch.
Yeah. Hey, Hitler, come on in. We're fine. We're fine.
You got some wine and cheese? Bring it in.
So
that was my French accent, everybody. I don't think I've done it ever.
No. So France is really good. France is really good with rugby. But Ireland was number one. I don't know if they're still number one, but they're still number one.
Ireland seems like they'd be like wily, like you don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, no, they're really good. They're a pretty solid team. Mm-hmm. The Wales, interestingly enough, they're not. Like,
after watching the soccer thing, the Wrexham stuff, I'm like, oh, Wales, they're like the scrappy guys.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, they came in last year in the Six Nations, and so by the way, Six Nations.
So they came fifth out of six.
What?
They came fifth out of six.
No, Wales came in last.
Yeah. Oh. So they came sixth out of six.
So, Six Nations...
That's how math works for me, everybody.
The Six Nations is this tournament that was originally 5 nations. Oh. No, it was originally 4 nations.
Let me guess. Who forced their way in?
England? So originally it was England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland. Oh. So the UK.
Oh, okay. So
Ireland's not really the UK.
I love that this was like a UK based sport, basically, like that area of the continent based sport, and then you have the fucking Maori come in and be like, this is our fucking time for revenge.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Let's show these motherfucking crumpet eaters who dominates.
Yeah, pretty much. And so it was those 4. Mm-hmm. I mean, rugby was invented at the school called Rugby in England in the 1800s. And so then these 4 nations invited France, who became the 5th nation.
And America went, we'll take our pads.
We'll take our pads because we can't handle a hit. So you talk about the French not being able to handle a hit. The U.S. can't handle it.
We're worse.
And then Italy came into the Six Nations, and so Federico, I'm sorry.
So the mob came in.
No, we're not gonna do that. But Italy has had.
Did America just decide to make all of Italy crime bosses?
Pretty much, yeah. Okay. So they took what happened in Sicily and go all of Italy. Okay. But no, it's and so Italy has had a rough time. But last year, if you come in last, you get what is called the wooden spoon.
Mm-hmm. And, yes.
And so Italy...
You were excited they did not get it.
That they did not get it. Wales got it.
I remember you being excited that they did not get it. I feel like Italy, ironically, you would think it would be the French, but I feel like Italy are like the romantists of rugby. Like, they're the sensitive ones. You know? Like, I feel
French?
Like... No, Italy.
Italy?
Like, I feel like they're like... I don't know.
Yeah,
they're the sensitive romantics of rugby. That's the vibe, as the kids say these days, because I'm that old to say that phrase. That's the vibe I get from them, you know. The French are the pussies. The Italians are the romantics. The Maoris are the fucking murder beasts.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is basically English, Scottish, and then the Irish are just crazy maniacs.
You know what's really interesting? South of the equator, those fuckers are hardcore on rugby.
Yeah. If you get south of the equator... I feel like you're in danger if you're white.
Yeah, so...
because we deserve it.
So, New Zealand. Australia used to be kind of a powerhouse in rugby, but they've kind of waned lately.
Oh, did they lose the Tasmanians?
They've lost to the other south of the equator pretty hard.
New Zealand. As deserved, because New Zealand in Australian shadow, g'day mate, getting confused by them all the time. They're like, fuck no. Fuck these Aussies.
South Africa.
Yeah.
Major powerhouse.
Yeah. Well,
Federico brings up
working through a lot of shit
were
based off
Argentinian. Yeah, so Argentina has a pretty good team. In fact, Argentina, so New Zealand has this little they're not really playing right now because it's I'm not really entirely sure what because it's league play. So everybody it's summertime down there. Everybody's playing league. So
welcome to Cosmos with Cos Sports, everybody.
What is it?
Cosmos with Cos Sports.
So Argentina actually went to New Zealand and won this year.
That's
big. New Zealand was not happy with that, and demolished them. And,
instead of being the All Blacks, now they're the All Blues.
Yeah, but Argentina actually has this kind of a blue look, blue and white. That's their colors.
The joke plays 2 in 1 now.
Yeah, so it's like the Argentinian Blues. So the All Blacks are.
All right.
Yeah, they went to. They have a European tour. And they're like, fuck it. They played England at the big English stadium. I can't remember. It starts with a T or something. But they won there. They beat Ireland at Ireland. Ireland was number 1 at the time. Sorry, Federico. They beat Italy. They lost to France. So it was kind of it was a close game, but they did lose to France. But they also beat up on South Africa this year. They lost to Argentina.
So what you're saying
is
them. Wait, are you talking about the Argentinians?
I'm talking about the All Blacks.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the Argentinians.
That's my team. My team.
I didn't know when you switched to the All Blacks because you were talking about Argentina beating the All Blacks.
So I will pull for Italy in the Six Nations, but
not against the All Blacks.
I don't think they're going to win. But the All Blacks aren't in the Six Nations. It's just Europe.
Oh, it's just a Europe
it's
thing?
The Europeans.
Because of...
It's Italy. I mean, it's Italy, France, England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland.
So the 6 white nations.
The 6 white nations.
Cool.
Though here in the U.S. for a while, we did not consider Italy a white nation. Because we're racist.
We also didn't consider racism. Irish to be white.
No, we didn't either.
Basically, nobody that wasn't from England was white for a long time.
So
still.
Is it good that Susanna missed all this?
Maybe. I don't know.
But anyway, Federico, good luck next week when you play Scotland.
And that was this edition of Cosmos with Cossports. Cosmos with Cossports.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get Cosm to show rugby on the dome. Oh, not that I would ever see it.
Don't talk about your work on the show. Fingers crossed, Federico says. Fingers crossed for
yeah. Just no wooden spoons. Right?
Hey, you know what's going to happen if anybody wins or loses in rugby? The world still exists. In its current state.
It does. And the world doesn't give a shit about us.
Well, we'll say the Earth itself doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, the Earth does not give a shit.
The Earth, because it's just a rock. It's not sentient. It has no consciousness. No emotions.
No, but there's a lot of stuff that brings us together, and even as we're talking about rugby,
we still drink beers. We lose or win. We still have a beer if you lose. Have a beer if you win. It's a win-win situation when you lose.
So in rugby, what would happen is that so two teams play.
Yeah.
And you basically and I have had this philosophy forever.
So it's not the fuck it philosophy.
No, it's not. Well, no, it's not the fuck it philosophy.
No, we developed that.
But when I did play sports,
before your body was like, not for you anymore.
It was, and it's a very rugby philosophy. Is that you're competitive on the field.
Yes.
When you step outside of those white lines, we are friends.
We're human again.
We're human.
Yeah, keep it on the field. Keep it on the field.
Yeah, and so when at the end of a rugby match, you all go out for a beer.
That's great.
Yeah, and so rugby, various places will have like the version of the boot where
Das Boot.
Das
Boot.
No, we're not going to make this German.
Not from the ping pong movie, Das Boot? Okay.
So, if you get your first try in rugby, and this is in league play, it's not, and this is a clean boot, by the way, you will drink a beer out of a boot.
Okay.
And
an actual boot, not a glass boot. Not a glass shaped as a boot.
And so, it is, and it's celebrated by both teams. Yeah. And so if New Zealand loses to France in the Rugby World Cup, they
don't murder everybody in the team.
And it's why when you watch the end of a rugby match, and this is a beautiful event to me anyway. So what happens is you do celebrate the team that won, and there's then two things that happen. Is
my mom's not drinking out of a boot.
Well, it's a clean boot. You will have, who is it? So the team that wins will all right. So the team that loses, I should say, lines up.
Okay.
And
to get shot. No.
And basically gives a tunnel for the team that wins, and they all they've already shaken hands, but the team that wins walks through them.
Right.
And the team that loses will clap for them.
Oh, that sucks for them.
Yeah, but then what happens is that the team that loses will then walk through the same tunnel
made by the winners.
In the winners, and they will clap for them, and it's and it really is a sportsmanship thing, and then it allows the team that lost to go into actual
not murderous rage.
Well, it allows them to go into the locker rooms, and and then allows the team that won to actually have one final moment on the field, with everybody clapping for them.
One team goes off and cries in lockers, and one team goes and celebrates.
Well, it depends on the match. I mean, if it's the World Cup, it's the Rugby World Cup. But there is a real sportsmanship to rugby.
Yeah, because they're grown adults who are human and realize that we're human, and they act and they put their profession aside from personal feelings.
Yes.
Because it's a sport and a game that they do for pay and leisure.
Yes. But to answer your mom's question way up in the chat is, I think it's going to be on Peacock here in the States, if you want to watch.
Peacock?
if you want to watch it.
Tip of the peacock to you.
Tip of the peacock. But yeah, so Peacock will have it on replay. I think. At least last year, that's where I watched.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Six Nations.
So probably they have a lot of sports stuff on there.
And it all starts next weekend.
So I know what we'll be having on one TV.
Well, you'll be asleep, and I'll be watching
okay.
it. I think Italy's match, which I am interested in, is at like 7 a.m.
Oh, I will be sleeping if it's on the weekend. I will definitely be sleeping. I'll be trying to sleep. I will sleep as long as the animals will let me sleep.
Okay, so France and Wales is the first one. That's Friday at 12:15
a.m.
p.m. But Scotland and Italy. So this is in Scotland.
6:15 a.m.
6:15 a.m.
I will be sleeping.
And actually, so will I. So I'll watch the
replay.
I'll watch the replay. But
because replays exist for a reason. Oh, you'll be up, Mom.
Yeah, but then the next week on the 8th, Italy takes on Wales in Italy.
Ooh. Do you
wow.
guys get whales in Italy? Do they come through in the water? Whales, real whales, actual whales? I don't know what water is about Italy.
They're spelled differently.
No,
Mediterranean?
I know they're spelled differently.
The Mediterranean? Doesn't the Mediterranean have whales?
I'm doing a pun switch bit where and then I ask about actual whales in Italy and if they get whales in Italy that come up. I don't know if whales swim up the Mediterranean. Seems warm. Seems like it'd be a nice vacation spot for a whale. No, just dolphins and small sharks. Okay, all right. That's cool. That's cool to see dolphins. I mean, they're a bit rapey, so don't go swimming in with them. But
in the blowhole.
Small sharks. That's fun.
All right. Should we call it?
I think that's good. We went on.
We went on a lot of things.
We got back onto space and stars for a bit, and then somehow it segued into a long sports section.
I tried to,
but it was all under the yes, rugby, which is sports, so it qualifies as sports section.
But it's the one sport I'm interested in.
Classic hangover, Katie says.
We also talk barbecue.
But it was all under the banner of. Connectivity between our fellow human species, and that we're all connected and should be all inclusive and equitable between each other because we're all human beings that live, breathe, and die in the exact same way. Thing. And we all just want to be happy and live our lives in happiness.
Buddhist,
and do our things that we want to do, unless it hurts other people, and then fuck you. But if it doesn't hurt other people, we'll do whatever the fuck you want. We don't fucking care. And racing chariots is a fucking sport.
It is.
It was a sport.
We started with sports.
And the first quad was a quadrica, a 4-horse chariot.
All right. Let's go
check out the main episode for that little tidbit. Also, check out our episode on time. Thanks for joining us, everyone, on this episode of The Hangover. We'll see you next time. We have an episode coming at you on Aristotle in a little bit. Follow us.
2 weeks.
Well, by the time when this comes out, it'll be less than 2 weeks.
We'll see everybody. Cheers.
Thanks for joining us. Follow us on all the things at Drinking Cosmos on Twitter and Cosmos everywhere else. And, back to beans. See you next time. Bye, everybody. I'm turning it off.
She's turning it off.
I'm ending it. I gotta get the mouse.
Go Italy!
I can't find the mouse to get to the end stream.
Well, it's over here.
I found it.
Found it? All right. Go Italy.
Bye.
Beat the fuck out of Scotland. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.